2023, what a freaking year, guys. 2023 is finally coming to an end, and it has been an absolutely insane year. Got some insane sends in this year, and yeah, I just wanted to take some time to reflect back on this year and look at some of my favorite FPV drone shots I was able to capture throughout 2023. So let's jump straight into it, because there are a lot of clips from this year. First up, we have this mountain dive from Arizona. This was one of my favorite shots from Arizona. Actually, it was my favorite shot from Arizona. I had wanted to fly Arizona for a very long time, ever since I went to Arizona for the first time. And like, ever since I got an FPV after that first trip, I knew I wanted to go back and capture Arizona with FPV, so I was super stoked to finally make it out this year. Fly some FPV, get some long-range flights in, and just be able to capture some of the red rocks out there. Moving right on to the second clip. This was from Iceland. This was just a random mountain that I saw from the road whenever we were driving back from Vic. And yeah, I've seen it a few times, but I've never like actually stopped to fly it. And so I finally stopped to fly it, and yeah, it was just so sick. Like, once you get up on the mountain ridge, it's just such a narrow, like, sharp knife ridge. Yeah, it was awesome. And like, Iceland has been one of my favorite places, will forever be one of my favorite places to visit, and I was lucky enough to make it there 3 times this year. So yeah, I got so much content from Iceland this year, so there's definitely some more clips in here from Iceland. I think maybe even the next clip might be from Iceland, not sure. Yep, here's another Iceland clip. I forget the name of this canyon. I can never pronounce it. I probably wouldn't be able to pronounce it anyways if I could remember it. But yeah, this was a canyon I'd wanted to fly for so long. Like, that waterfall dive was so sick, and then it's just such a narrow and like steep canyon that it just looks so sick on FPV. So you fly all the way up the canyon, you got the other waterfall just peeking through in the background. I do want to go back and try to fly this again, maybe next year, maybe just one of the future trips if I make it back out to this canyon, and try to fly the entire canyon all the way up to the waterfall. I was having some signal issues, but I think with my long-range quad, I flew this on the 5-inch, I think with my long-range quad, I can make it all the way up to that other waterfall. Hopefully in a future Iceland trip, we can make that happen. Next up is from the Utah trip. This was from Factory Butte in like Hanksville area of Utah, and this looks so much different. I'd never seen an FPV shot of it, so I was stoked to get out there and capture an FPV, but it looks so much different from this angle than I've ever seen a Factory Butte. And I was really stoked to get out here and fly in Utah. I've been to Utah once before, and again, just like Arizona, ever since I went and I started flying FPV afterwards, I knew I wanted to go back and capture it with FPV and go and fly all the spots that I'd seen before. So I was super stoked to make it out there and capture this spot for myself with FPV. This is another Iceland shot. I captured this one in my last trip to Iceland, and I was super stoked to make it out here. I have been wanting to go out and explore some of the glaciers and the ice caves for so long. I was really stoked to go out and capture this shot. There was this huge ice arch. I got this crazy FPV shot flying through it, and that one was interesting to fly. I actually went twice, hoping that I'd get a better day with some better conditions where it wasn't raining. That didn't end up happening both times that I was there. It got rained on, so the footage has some water getting splashed on the lens and whatnot. But I was still stoked with the footage regardless. It was just super cool, and I was just really hyped to finally get to explore an ice cave and some glaciers, because that was my 9th trip to Iceland, and I'd never been on a glacier up until then, so was stoked to finally do it. Moving along. Next up, we have this super sick dive from Eysterhorn. Yeah, this is one of my favorite mountains in Iceland. This is only the 2nd time I've ever been able to make it out to capture it because it's so far away. There's this one spot where I almost hit a bird, which is right there, that was just insane. And yeah, I've dove this mountain once before with FPV. I didn't make it the whole way across like I did in this video. And I didn't play the full shot here. If you guys want to see the full clip, you're gonna head over to the YouTube video that I have right here that shows the full line. But it's just a super sick ridge. It's super narrow. One of my favorite mountains in Iceland. I love capturing it. So I was stoked to make it back out on this past trip a couple weeks ago and be able to capture it again. And again, here is another mountain dive. This is from Vesterhorn, which is another one of my favorite mountains. I've been here quite a few times, but this is only the second time I've ever been able to fly FPV at it. So the first time I didn't have very good lighting, so I was really stoked to make it back out here and capture it in some prime lighting. And the line that I picked out was just so sick. Again, this is just a shorter version of it because the full-length flight is super long, but if you guys want to see it, I have another video of just this one as well, and I'll link that again right here. Moving right along, here is another shot from Utah. This one was super sick. Carly was running out to this little tiny kind of like rock on this overlook, and it's just right on the side of this huge cliff. And I had a bunch of different angles from this, but this ended up being my favorite shot just because I got that really cool like panning back around and facing her and falling back to show kind of the scale of the cliff. And then kind of still like shooting up and doing that dive still down past her. I'd never done any type of shots like that. It was kind of like a unique angle I've never done before, so I was pretty stoked with how that one turned out. Now here's one from our Norway trip. This was over in Lofoten. I love this shot because you can see kind of the town and the little islands and those crazy bridges going across while you're diving down this like crazy mountain landscape and through this little tiny canyon that's on the side of the mountain. So yeah, this was one of my favorite shots from Norway. And yeah, the greenery, the contrast with the rocks, like right at the prime lighting, like it just looks so good. Here is another shot from Norway. This was from Senja. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but this was from kind of further north in Norway. We got some snow then, and I found this really sick mountain ridge that I could fly. And so I sent the long range out and was able to get this really sick line just kind of weaving across this mountain. There was a mountain next to where we were at. And yeah, again, I have a full-length video of this one as well on YouTube. I'll link it again right here. Moving along, this is another really sick spot. This was Haugafoss in Iceland. This is my favorite waterfall in Iceland. I've been here numerous times and I'd always want to fly FPV at it. I'd never had the opportunity to fly FPV at it. So I was super stoked that earlier this year I was able to finally get a line in, and I got this really sick slow-mo shot diving the waterfall, splashing water strip on the drone. Like, I was super hyped with the shot. And last but not least, the volcano shots. All these shots were so sick, but this one in particular was just my favorite shot I think I've ever captured on FPV. Just how close I was able to get to the lava. I still don't know how my drone made it through this video without getting taken out. I mean, I got completely barreled by lava. I had just like splatters of it flying all around the drone. When the drone came back and landed, the GoPro was melted, the propellers were melted. Like, this was just an insane shot, and to this day, I think my best FPV clip I've ever captured, and it's gonna be hard to beat this one. And that trip altogether was just awesome. Like, it was an absolute bucket list shot and an absolute bucket list trip. I've seen the volcano. This is my third one that I've seen, and every time it just keeps getting better and better, and like, we're able to push it a little bit further each time, and like, I just walk away with more and more content that I'm super stoked on, and this was just like the pinnacle of my FPV for the year. Like, this shot alone was just insane. So yeah, those are all of my favorite FPV clips from the year. I had so many incredible trips this year. I met so many incredible and super talented content creators and got to collaborate with so many people that it was just an insane year. And I'm really stoked for 2024. We've got so many awesome trips lined up, so much FPV content that we're gonna shoot. And yeah, I'm so ready to get after it. So thank you guys for all the support this past year. Thank you for making all of this possible. Like, traveling and shooting all this content and capturing all this wouldn't be possible without you guys and the people that watch and support my content and my journey with all of this. So thank you to you guys. That's all I have for this video and for you guys today. If you guys like this video, if you guys like today's video, please drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. And I will see you guys next time.